Hi, I'm Caleb Giddings from Gun Up the Magazine, and today we're talking about the Lionheart LH9. This is not a 90-second gun review, but rather an explanation of Lionheart's proprietary Double Action Plus system. What is the Double Action Plus system? Well, according to this handy brochure that Lionheart sends out with their gun, Double Action Plus, Lionheart Industries' proprietary Double Action Plus, DA+, that's in parentheses, gives all the benefits of single action with the safety of double action. By combining the length of double action with the trigger weight of single action, DA+ effortlessly increases your accuracy and gives you the ideal trigger weight. Number 1, accuracy, minimal trigger creep, predictable trigger break, smooth and crisp action, minimal over travel. 2, speed, as quick as single action, low recoil equals faster follow-up shots, audible and tactile resets, shortest reset in stock production DA/SA handguns. 3, safety, longer trigger travel than SA, less prone to accidental discharge, ambidextrous safety fully disengages trigger, hammer block, firing pin block. Sorry, pardon the melodramatic voice, but I always do that when I read marketing boilerplate. Anyway, what does that all actually mean to the average shooter? Well, we happen to have an LH9 pistol, which I've been shooting and carrying for about a week now, and I'm going to show you. This gun operates in 3 different modes of action. Obviously, our first mode of action is going to be traditional double action. So to achieve this mode, you would load the gun, chamber around, and then you would have to do the CZ style pinch decock, where you're actually going to pinch the hammer with your thumb and forefinger and then lower it manually like that, letting the trigger go to full reset. This gives you about a 12-pound DA pull, and then the standard, SA action that you would get from there. The second mode of action that people will be familiar with on a gun like this is single action only. You can chamber around, the hammer will be back, and then engage the manual safety and carry it cocked and locked. Safety completely disengages the trigger, so no pew can happen. This is obviously going to be familiar to Browning high power enthusiasts, 1911 enthusiasts, and probably the way that they would recommend to carry this gun. However, there is a third way. That third way is called Double Action Plus. In the Double Action Plus mode, what we're going to do is we're going to take this empty magazine and this obvious dummy round, see the orange tip, no pew, and we're going to put this together just like we would actually be loading the pistol, and we're going to load the gun. So now we have the dummy cartridge chambered. Now what we're going to do is we're going to decock the gun. And I say decock because we're not actually doing that, but to do that, all I do is I tease the hammer forward just like that. So now I have the full length of travel of the DA trigger pull without the weight that you would get of the normal DA trigger pull. So to show you that again, we will unload, grab that round, set this down, reload our dummy magazine. Let me show you that again. So what we're going to do is we're going to reload the gun with our dummy ammo. Alright, again, so we've got a loaded gun. Now what we do is we just push the hammer forward. Now how this actually works, and you can see it right there, is this little bit down at the bottom is actually what's connecting the hammer to the firing pin. And in this mode, it's back. So when we press the trigger, it initially goes right back to that single action firing point. Now if I were to decock it manually and you look at that spot again, you notice that strut in the bottom of the gun is up now. So this is true DA mode. So what we really have when the gun is in its Double Action Plus mode is a single action trigger pull with the length of travel of a DA trigger. In terms of shootability, it reminds me a lot of the really, really excellent Para LDA trigger, which I liked the LDA trigger a lot. It shouldn't have been on a 1911. It would have been a great trigger if it had been on a different gun other than a 1911, and I would have liked it a lot more. So what this does is it gives you all the advantages of the double action pull from a safety standpoint, because you do actually have to work through a fairly long trigger pull to get to the actual bang point of the gun, as well as giving you the shootability advantages of the single action trigger pull. It's very easy to stage. If I wanted to stage this trigger pull, all I would do is I would just pull it back to the SA notch and then press through from there. Or it's actually even easier to just pull the trigger and shoot. You notice you're not seeing a lot of front sight movement when I'm driving the gun in this DA trigger mode. Here, let me switch around so you can see it better. Hoop! I'm out of the shot. Just like that. So, that is the Double Action Plus system on the Lionheart LH9. I think it's a really cool way to shoot the gun. This is how I carry it. I carry it hammer down, safety off in the Double Action Plus mode. People on the internet, specifically hacks who write for other blogs that aren't awesome, have said that they think that this trigger mode might be unsafe. Well, if that's true, every other striker-fired gun, which has a lighter trigger pull than this, because we measured it, it's 6.5 pounds. So, 6.5 pounds to go that, I've got a hammer on my gun. That's unsafe? Really? No. If that's unsafe, then every Glock in the world is unsafe. Anyway, I think the Lionheart LH9's Double Action Plus system is a really neat trigger system. I think it's a cool, innovative approach to the DASA shooting problem. That isn't really a problem, but some people say it is. And it's how I carry the gun. We're going to have more information on the Lionheart LH9 coming out in the next few weeks. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates on this cool gun. I'm Caleb Giddings. Thanks for watching.